fall past the old neighborhood on a day so filled with fog. It might as well have been a bright night. We washed away the memories, 'cause I realized they were not as great as what I thought I had remembered. For some old reason I was keeping them alive.
Hello, hello, hello.
The best medicine,
and welcome back to Coffee, Cannabis, and Consciousness, more melodiously known as the C3 Podcast. This is the crossover episode. We've been away for a little bit, but we are back now after a small hiatus. But we are happy to be back, and I'm joined here with my co-host, Ian Thompson. How you doing today, Ian?
It's good to be back. Shake off the rust a little bit, Took some time off, but, good to get back in the routine. And, good to have a nice crossover episode for the first one kind of after this little break, so I'm excited.
Yeah, we're coming back strong from our break, and we brought on two very special guests that are our brothers with Horgan Bros label. We got Cody Pinto and Andrew Luzio. How you guys doing?
What's up?
What's happening, everybody? How you guys doing?
Woo! Oh, man. Pumped to have you guys on. Listen, so this is going to be a crossover episode, guys. We're going to have a little bit of the LudLow-Life Podcast vibe, a little bit of the C3 Podcast vibe. So we'll be naturally sampling some coffee, some cannabis, and talking about some deep shit, but it might get a little crazy because today we are sampling Dean's Beans Organic Coffee, Colombian single origin medium roast from them. They are out of Orange, Mass. We will be doing another episode of one of their coffees because we're not going to get too much into the company. We're just going to sample, give you a little bit about how it tastes. And going forward, we'll do another episode talking about them. And we've got some awesome bud lined up, too. What do you got for us, Ian?
So I got some cannabis from Netta called White Knuckles. Yeah, it's looks like some good cannabis. I'm trying to see. I don't even remember if it's like a sativa or I think it's a hybrid, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm terrible.
Yeah. Cody, what you bring for us? I know you got a little something. That doesn't look like flour. That looks like
a little bit of oil.
A little something special there.
Not from the dispensary, but from the streets. We got some resin dabbies that I reproduced from my smoking dabbies. I got some shattery shit, very nice and gold, and I also have some crumble.
This shit's actually from a dispensary. I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah, you have a.
This is from
This
is from the Botanist from the Botanist. They're out of like Worcester, Mass.
Was it Bridgewater? They're somewhere out there.
Yeah. They got a bunch. They got a few, but honestly, I think they have like the best concentrates that I've seen. They do it with like zero contaminants. You know what I mean? I feel like they're live resins or whatever they are. Like they don't do it with
like
there's no butane.
It's 98% product.
Dude,
that's
it's
sick.
It's fucking. The guy there is like legit as fuck, I guess.
Dude,
with all talking to other people in like the industry, they're like, oh yeah, this guy's like, from what I know, I feel like the other places have like used him as like, from what I've heard, as like a consultant.
Yeah,
we
talked a little bit about that, like the advantages of being a weed consultant in this day and age, But looking at all this product on the table too, it makes me think of our topic of consciousness today, folks. We're talking about aliens, and with all of this cannabis, we might just meet aliens. So stay tuned. We are not sure what's going to happen here. But yeah, let's dive into the coffee, guys. Dean's Beans Colombian single origin roast.
Smells like chocolate.
Yeah.
And this time, I'm actually gonna sample a little, just for the taste.
Ooh, caffeinated Luzio in the podcast.
Last time I was here, I'm like, nah, I just don't like coffee. But I'm like, dude, if I'm gonna be here, I gotta at least, have some input on the conversation.
I've also never drinking hot coffee. I may have had like a sip in my childhood, but I've never really had hot coffee.
That's crazy.
He's
to
an
me.
iced coffee.
I'm an
That is
iced coffee
wild.
legend.
Iced coffee. And
Iced
zero
coffee's
below
in December.
temperatures.
No, I seriously, I was asking him that before the podcast. I was like, I don't know how you do it, but he's not the only person I know that's like that.
Yeah.
Like being from New England, like you at least like a handful of people that wear shorts in the winter and they drink iced coffees year round.
Yeah, hey, that's. I do know a few.
Do you
people
know what
that
I
way,
mean?
yeah,
They're out there.
I'm a man who hates summer and loves winter.
Yeah, no, I like winter too. I actually prefer winter because,
Yeah.
you know, if you think about it, right, summer, you can only take off so many layers to get,
Right.
like, cool. And winter, dude, you just
No,
throw
no,
sweater
no. But
on
here-
sweater on sweater on sweater
Here's
to get
my
warm.
argument.
Turtlenecks.
Yeah, dude,
Here's
like
my
winters.
argument against that. What's a better feeling? Being really hot and then going into air conditioning where you're like instantly cool, or being like freezing and then going next to a heater where it's still going to take like
I think
that
it-
amount of time to warm up? Like
I think freezing. Where
no,
it takes that
cooling
amount of time
down
to warm
is more
up.
instant. Like
That's
it's
a
more
fair
satisfying to me.
argument. I can hear
but
that.
But,
I would
but
count
your
that.
scenario requires technology. In the sense of like being like a human, I think it's just easier to like start a fire or like
Oh, actually,
or
thinking about sledding
get,
and then
like-
coming into the house, like when it's nice and like and it hits your cheeks. That feeling is like nostalgic, dude. Because I know like hot cocoa's next, and like you know whatever may come, you know the fire's going, and honestly, winter fashion and outfits totally beat summer fashion and outfits.
Yep,
I can do
agreed.
so much more with my outfit choices.
honestly, I don't
Not
want
that
to.
I'm a
I don't want to sound like
fashionista.
I don't want to sound like a basic bitch or nothing. But like, I really like fall a lot.
Yeah.
That's become my favorite. Yeah.
That's like the perfect
That's my
weather, and
runner-up.
I think
so
like
on the
as far-
winter summer spectrum, would you consider fall more on the winter spectrum?
Yeah.
Right? We can give
Yeah.
summer spring. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
so.
no, and I'd agree with that. I think
I'm just arguing against Luzio's point that summer is better.
yeah, no, to each their own. But, so
Yeah, winter is king.
Dean's beans, mean Dean's beans,
Yes.
orange mass.
Look at that. It's a social coffee. Got us into it.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Ice breaking.
Can I ask you guys a coffee question that I kind of want to guess before? You guys probably love coffee. Don't tell me. I want to guess where coffee originated from.
Okay.
Do you know the answer first off?
I do. I do know the answer. I think.
What do you think?
Listen, I want to say Colombia, but I'm going Peru.
So I have a question about how did you get to Peru in your mind? If not Colombia, why Peru? I mean, they're right next to each other. Might as well be one or the other.
I have no reasoning. I used to work at Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, okay.
I bet you at the time
Listen.
that coffee came out, like Peru wasn't even, like the borders of Peru or Colombia,
Right.
like probably weren't even a thing. Like we would say modern day Colombia or modern day, but I bet like when coffee was invented, like these places didn't even have like names according to white people.
Oh, like borders. There were no borders. Like, it was
Oh,
all-
so Peru's not my answer.
no,
So-
no, Peru's your, no.
All right, hold on.
Okay. It's
But
not
Peru,
Peru.
there is a kind of a reason. I feel like someone told me at Dunkin' Donuts when I worked there that their beans come from Peru.
the real coffee
Well, yeah,
connoisseurs.
that could
at
be
Dunkin'
the
Donuts.
yeah.
So I was
know they're
taking
famous
it that
for peppers.
may be
The Peruvian puff pepper. I know they're
Oh.
famous for peppers.
I love peppers.
No, it's Ethiopia, actually. That's where coffee originated.
That's where humans.
Ethiopia,
originated.
brother? Is
Pretty
that
much,
even a country
yeah.
right now?
Yeah, dude. Ethiopia is definitely a country.
Ethiopia is actually the only African nation to never be colonized by a European power.
Where
I'm pretty
is
sure.
Ethiopia on the map?
It's like
south of Egypt. Like, you know that
South-
like
it's
like
kind of
northeast
scoop in the
Africa.
Mediterranean
Yeah,
where like
kind of.
Italy comes down
Yeah.
towards,
I would say
towards
northeast,
Africa.
central northeast Africa. Yeah, like
It's like the New England of Africa.
Yeah,
What
I
was
don't
it called
think it's-
again? Wait, what was it called again?
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Really fast.
I'm learning shit today.
Ethiopia is actually a really interesting place.
Luzio, you gotta take the first sip, brother, because
Oh, yeah.
I've been taking a couple sips.
What do you
Luzio
think of
took
this?
a couple
It's
sips.
pretty
What
good.
the
It's-
fuck?
It is bitter to me.
It's it's a little
definitely
bitter.
Bitter. No sweetness, really.
Oh man,
It smells great.
It tastes unique.
Yeah.
It's like a different tasting kind of coffee. I think
I want to tell you what that smells like.
it kind of smells chocolatey.
I got a chocolate caramel.
Yeah,
Chocolate
That's good,
caramelness.
yeah.
It's balanced. I mean, again, like we talk about this being a single origin as opposed to the blends. Same flavor all the way through the sip. No real change.
Yeah.
Consistent. every sip I take.
Yeah,
I don't feel that transformation.
Yeah,
I can
those
smell
tend to
the
pair.
chocolate.
Those tend to pair better with the weed too. When you get those, the flavor stays consistent. I think you kind of.
How hot is this?
When-
Is this gonna burn my balls off?
It's
You're
it's sippable.
good. You're good.
You gotta sip it though. Don't chug it.
Yeah, don't be a little bitch.
I'll tell you, boys.
Not a fan.
I get 4 creams and 4 sugars in my shit.
Do you call that a 4 and 4? 4 up, 4 down.
Nah, I'm like medium iced coffee, bitch.
You like splash some
Mocha
coffee
swirl,
in
like
your
it's
milk.
sweet.
So no connoisseur, super shishi foo type of iced coffee. You're just like straight Dunkin'
Yeah,
with
no.
with a caramel swirl. I
Mocha
can respect
swirl.
it. Mocha swirl.
I hate caramel swirl. I hate caramel for some reason.
Caramel.
Carmelo Anthony.
Caramel. Caramel Anthony. Yeah.
Caramel Anthony.
It's weird how like I say, wait. Do I say caramel or caramel?
I'm a caramel.
Cannabis.
I think it depends on the word.
Dude.
Because I say caramel apples, but like when I like caramel candy, like it's got that candy's got caramel in it.
Maybe it is
but I call it a
situational.
caramel apple.
Bro, I don't want to diss you guys on coffee, but like what I taste when I taste coffee, and don't take this the wrong way, it tasted like muggy water. Like that's what I pictured I was drinking. I don't know what muggy water is,
Yeah,
but
it
I
tastes
don't know.
like
That's
tainted
an
water
interesting-
to me.
It's chalky, a little chalky.
it's something
Really
I've
tastes.
never tasted before.
It's weird
Yeah.
how there's such a bold flavor in there, but I also taste a lot of water at the same time.
Yeah.
Like what?
I want to know if there's something in there that I like, which might be the temperature,
Yeah.
but there's something in there that I don't like where it's too raw for me.
Yeah, very
I like how
bitter.
you
Like
describe
Very
that raw.
tasty.
It is pretty raw.
Yeah. And that's just how that's my first sip of coffee experience.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I'm glad to be your first there, Cody.
Yeah,
I'm glad I can be on your bedpost.
yeah, you pop my coffee cherry.
just another notch on his
When
belt.
everybody asks you, hey, who'd you have your first cup with? Oh, it was Reno. And he was gentle about it.
Yeah, he was. He was very gentle and kind. He even got me a cup of water.
Yeah, he gave me his weed cup. No.
Shit.
All right, guys, that is Dean's Beans. Obviously, a social coffee. I mean, again, we'll tackle them a little bit more because honestly, there's a lot about this company. They're into activism. There's a great story behind this company. I would love to give them some shine when I've done a little bit more research. This is kind of like a candid type of spontaneous, extemporaneous podcast. So. But definitely want to give them some credit. But check them out. Dean's Beans out of Orange, Massachusetts. All organic. And you can get it at the River Valley Co-op. So let's get into the next segment and try some of this awesome fucking cannabis. I'm looking at this platter we got. Honestly, if you guys seen it, you'd wish you were here. But so we're going to go with the flower first. So again, Ian, what's the name of this shit?
White Knuckles.
White Knuckles.
Perfect for New England. If you're anybody driving through New England.
Oh, that seems like a take on winter, right? Because
Could be.
you get white knuckles when it's cold in the winter.
I think of White Knuckles when I'm like gripping a steering wheel going
Yeah.
like 85,
going up
through
to Tavern Hill
yeah.
on a snowy day. You're
Yep.
gripping that steering wheel so tight your knuckles turn white.
Yep. You're sliding about.
if
Yeah.
you're raging in Warzone,
Yeah.
squeezing the fucking
Yeah.
controller.
Every
You
time.
hear it cracking under your hands.
Dude, I'm very excited for this part of the podcast because I never can do cool shit like this, like sample weed with Luzio. I can never do
No,
this.
you just
fucking shit.
sample beforehand every single episode.
Smoking out of
I
Mark
smoked this
Bashaw's
really good
spoon.
weed. Let me tell you about it.
Yeah. Before this app, I took the triple dabby slabby.
Shit.
We respect the pregame. I'm glad you
The
came.
coffee actually made me feel a little more like not high.
Yo, we talk about
It
that all the
sober-
time.
it sobers you up a
speedballing,
little
dude.
bit.
Iced
Yeah.
coffee does it too. Yeah.
It saves lives, man.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
shout out Mark Bashaw, man. Pipe,
Yeah, we're
pipe
still
hits
smoking
like
out of that spoon he made for us.
Pipes hitting like a dream.
Yeah, update, Mark.
yeah.
I dropped this from about, I would say, 5 feet, went to catch it, gave it more momentum by hitting it and not catching it, hit the ground, did not break. So, great
Durable
craftsmanship.
AF.
Great craftsmanship.
Terminal
Hell yeah.
velocity.
Yes, I assisted. I tried to break it, and I couldn't.
Put it through the ringer. It's, yeah, good product. Thank you, Mark. We will be using this for many episodes to come.
Oh, speaking of future epis, bro. So we're turning the C3 podcast into more of a lounge. I know you guys have seen pictures of it, but we're transitioning in a little bit, probably in a few episodes, to a video podcast. Yeah, kind of light announcement there. Soft announcement. But I got a Chesterfield sofa and like 2 awesome side chairs.
That's so sick.
So it's going to be sweet to hang out in.
Yeah.
So guests will be comfortable, dude. It's going to be awesome.
That's fire. That's sick. I got some definitely that'd be nice. We'll get some I got some art I'm going to bring over for
There's
it
been
too.
times on our podcast where I'm like, damn, I do wish there was some video aspect here. But
yeah.
at the same time, it makes it for quicker
We've gotten,
audio only.
that's been like some of like the biggest requests we've gotten as far as for our podcast is like the consensus is people want it to be a video podcast from a lot of feedback we've gotten. So, honestly, if it's, makes it better to watch,
especially something
like
like cannabis where people want to see the nugs.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. Do you want to know where I stand as a podcastist?
Yeah, where do you stand?
I stand as like, hold on, blanking out because I just got fucking baked out of nowhere. But
5 seconds ago, you're like, dude, I'm sober enough.
This
Drinking some coffee.
This is the double-sided sword of this podcast is experiencing that brain fart.
Okay, wait. What were we counteract? Let's rewind real quick. What were we counteracting to Luzio's comment?
What?
You said that you want the visuals because this and that. Oh,
saying
as a podcastee,
yeah.
I was saying I would rather be in the viewer's head than in their eyesight.
It's like when
I
you
just
have
want you to hear me.
It's like when you have a band that you really like and you hear their song on the radio all the time and you're like, oh, that song's fucking awesome. And then you watch the music video and you're like, dude, those dweebs are singing this song, dude?
Yeah.
Like, oh, man, dude, totally ruined. No.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm just teasing you. You guys are cool enough to be.
Dude, I swear to God, I forget who it was, but there was a singer I thought was a fucking boy for the longest time, but it was a girl. And I couldn't tell you what singer, but like that's what it was, and it was like mind blowing to find out like that's a girl singing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a band I think of that way, like Seosin. You ever heard of that band?
Seosin. It sounds
familiar. There's a guy Anthony Green. Who's like,
yeah.
Yeah. I had heard that and I was like, that might be a girl.
Yeah.
I might be.
A Circus Survive, I always thought was a female singer. Yeah, and then I'm like, oh no, that's a guy. Wow, didn't put that together.
But yeah, just so everybody knows that Ian and I are men. We're going to have a video podcast. No, it's really so you guys could see the cannabis and the coffee and the color of the coffee and the French press, the texture of the cannabis, how it breaks up. And we're just 2 good-looking motherfuckers that you'd enjoy watching every week. So
yeah, me and Luzio are trans men. Just picture it now.
If I wouldn't have known until you told me.
Yeah. No, yeah.
You look fantastic.
We had a fucking autopsy.
I don't know if that's the word.
I apologize.
A mammogram.
Oh, yeah, mammogram.
Okay. So the weed, as far as it tastes, I get lemon floral scents like crazy. Just kind of like
this is high on the Foden scale for sure.
It's fresh, man. Very fresh.
The Phil Foden scale.
The Foden scale.
It's frosty.
It's frosty.
It's frosty, bro.
Look at that shit. That shit is just some frosty.
Oh yeah, it's
Jack Frost.
It's the white frost too.
Yeah,
it's the white frost. It's not the Keefy frost.
It's the Foden for sure.
At least give it a whiff.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sample.
It's the Foden. It's high on the Foden scale.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just a bowl. Luzio, just do one little,
Just do one line.
I love the herbal. One line.
Peer pressure.
I love the herbal smells of weed. I hate when weed is skunky, but I love when it just smells like fresh
do you want to know
herbs.
what the best thing when you're at a music festival or a concert is just and you're just chilling and you just smell some bomb weed from far away. Yeah. Somebody's just smoking some really good shit and it hits you just right in the nose and you're like, oh wow.
It makes you make that cheesy smile.
Yeah.
Someone's getting baked.
Yep. I know, and I feel like when you're just when you're partying or at a concert or festival or something like that, it's just a cool little trigger for like, you know, like
Yeah.
you said, like a smile or
Dude,
something.
yeah, certain smells activate like fucking dopamine or something.
Oh
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
that's,
Like
instantly, like
a
I'll-
smell can
that's-
bring you to a certain happy place.
Well,
you
they
know?
say it's the strongest sense tied to memory too.
Yeah.
So like
that's
when
what
you
I
think
mean.
of like good memories and good times, something nostalgic, like to put a smile on your face, like it's probably something linked to a smell more likely than anything else, visual or I don't know.
Yeah, it's like cigarettes remind me of my childhood.
Right, no doubt. Like, listen, yeah,
Dude,
for sure.
when I was a child, I remember I was watching my dad smoke cigarettes, and fucking, he was like, "Don't ever fucking smoke cigarettes, kid." Whatever. I was like,
Because I do it right
"Why
in front
not?
of
You
your
do
face.
it all the time. Like, why can't I try it?" I was like 7. He's like, "All right, you want to do it? Rip the dart."
So he just gave you
I
some
ripped
long
the
darts.
dart, coughed my fucking dick off, fucking grew a couple of chest pubes, and fucking, I was like, "I'm never smoking bogeys again."
So that was a good thing.
And then you
I
did.
did smoke bogeys for a couple
Oh
of
my
years.
God.
Quit. Now I'm addicted to Juul. But
Yeah,
You know, healthier.
trying to
You
turn
gotta
life
quit that
around.
shit.
Yeah, my stepdad was the same way. He was a big time cigarette smoker, and he was like, "Yeah, don't ever smoke these. Don't ever start." And I was like, "No, fine. I'll just be a hypocrite instead."
Yeah.
It's just, but
Yeah, that's yeah.
Do you feel like Joe Rogan said on his podcast one time, tobacco is good for you because it stimulates like certain parts of your brain that should be stimulated once in a while.
I mean, there's got to be healthier ways to stimulate that part of your
Yeah.
brain, though. You know
But
what
what
I'm
if
saying? Like,
nicotine's the only
what's
thing
the
that
smoke,
triggers
the
it?
carcinogen? Like, I don't know, nicotine.
I think as
it's
like
hard to
a
agree
I
with.
think like as like a
yeah,
ritualistic
yeah, no.
thing, like there's like like tobacco could be fine. You know what I mean? As like a social thing. Like I don't think it's any more dangerous like having like one cigarette isn't probably any more dangerous than like having a shot of whiskey. But like the thing the difference is like and when you're addicted to cigarettes, you're having 20 to 35 cigarettes a day. Like you're obviously not drinking. You know what I mean? If you're having 20 to
pack and a half
35
a day,
if you're having
damn.
20 to 35 shots a day, you know what I'm saying? You'd probably, you know,
20 to 35
won't be
shots of
alive very
alcohol.
long.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying. You'd
like-
probably have a rough time. But you get the comparison why
Yeah,
I'm
like
making
every
that.
hour. That's
Right.
fine. Yeah.
So that's the difference, and that's what So that's what I mean. Like tobacco is probably like in any other sense, like probably fine in moderation, but like it's just so addicting
You
that
can't
like
even
you
do
just
it in moderation.
it's tough to. It's tough
Yeah.
to, because there are people that do it. You know
Well,
what I mean?
I
And-
think part of it's too the act of smoking, because like
Right.
smoking weed, like I think one of the reasons why I find it tough to take a tolerance break is because I enjoy the process and the act of
Yeah,
like
the
smoking
ritual.
It's like a slow
joint.
down moment.
Yeah,
it's like your
like
day
it's-
just slows down
It's
for
a
a
it's a
minute.
weird routine, and I feel lost without it. Like,
it's a constant in your.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a
It-
it's a comfort.
It's
thing.
allowing
It's-
myself,
yeah.
like some patience in the day.
Sure,
for sure.
I like that though. That's fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. But but to the same point, it's not like smoking and being addicted to cigarettes. I know I smoked cigarettes for like 8-9 years, and like
Yeah, you get smoke breaks
You-
at work
when
for
you-
cigarettes. You don't get them for weed.
right, you just don't like. It's just different. So like I can appreciate that, like, you know.
Yeah, I think one of the like things that people say, like when people try to quit smoking cigarettes, like one of the big factors is like you said, just having like a smoke break, just having a moment to like literally like meditate almost. You know what I mean?
Well, that was the hardest part for me about quitting was like, how do I deal like, oh, something bad at work happened or something, I'll go outside and have a smoke break, or something's not like, you know what I mean? And it turns into like this crutch you use to like deal with things that aren't going your way. And like, so when you're quitting, it's like, how do I deal with all this fucking bullshit? And you know
I
what
know
I mean?
the answer. It's you gotta smoke a lot more cannabis.
Honestly, when I was quitting nicotine, I definitely
You
upped
like
the
implement
cannabis.
weed for
yeah,
nicotine.
kind of. You know what I mean? It's probably not the best thing to do, but like it did help me.
Yeah,
So
it might be the best thing you might have done if it made you quit cigarettes for life.
sure, yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, no. Well, let's take a dab. Let's take some dabs, and then let's talk about some fucking
Yeah,
aliens.
let's
yo.
get in out of space and talk about.
Light that.
Time to meet the aliens. You're
Yeah,
saying.
let's take. You should have seen this guy did a triple-double dab before the show, and it was the most incredible thing I ever went.
Dude, I'll do the triple double dabby
I was
again.
he got hurt though. I was
Dab
concerned. All right, but we're gonna.
I only get hurt in the lungs. Prepare your ears. I mean, yeah, no, your ears. Yeah, prepare them shits.
Yeah.
I have to think what you hear from real quick.
oh my god.
So I'll tell you that weed works.
Shit, you ain't lying.
Word.
So,
yeah, grab that torch.
Who's going first? You see, I have a nectar collector here.
Dude, I'm down to get there. Let me try that nectar collector, brother.
Hell yeah. Fucking people see me smoking this, they think it's a crack pipe.
Well, I mean, it does resemble
It is
something
reminiscent.
that it's foreign. It looks foreign.
I'll tell you, my mom-
people judge what they don't know.
My mom is foreign. She recently found this in my room, and she was like, knew it was weed. I was like, cool. Like, it was straight. My mom also saw my tattoo that I got recently. She wasn't too happy about it, but she got over it.
Nice, you got a
Yeah,
tattoo?
I mean,
Yeah, you wanna
I'm
see
getting,
it?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
getting
who tatted
tatted
you?
by Matt Steck tomorrow.
Matthew Steck.
Matt Steck, I got an appointment with him too in the coming month.
Oh,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Matt Steck.
My shit should be
shout out
healed in a
Stack.
couple
I
more days.
actually got an appointment with him too next Friday, the Friday after.
Yo, this man's putting in work.
Yeah, dude, he's getting the whole team inked up. That shit's
The leg tap boys.
right.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
shit.
That's you got the 3-eyed raven, right? You said you were gonna. I
Oh,
remember you
you
said
got
you were
the,
gonna.
I saw him post that shit. I didn't know it was
Yeah.
you. That's sick.
Yeah, that is fucking fire.
I'm getting a Galo de Barcelos right above my ankle,
Oh, I like
which
those.
is, if you guys are
Classic.
from
Is
the
that
Ludlow
a rooster?
area, it's like
Yeah.
the rooster
It's
on like the
the cock.
tablecloths
Yeah.
of every Portuguese Maria's
Usually
house.
there's like a usually they have like a ceramic painted one like above
Oh,
their
yeah.
stove or something.
Yep.
Yeah, and my wife's Portuguese, so there's I
Yeah,
know
it's just a
but you
traditional
gotta have
thing,
one.
you know?
I'm
Yeah.
not even Portuguese, but I enjoy seeing stuff like that. That's actually a cool tattoo to have for like a first tattoo.
Yeah. Because it's a little bit like,
Are you
it's a
gonna
little
kind of get it
serious,
like
a
you
little
should get it like
sentimental.
cartoony? You know what I mean? Like kind of like
well, it's not a traditional one at
Right,
all.
okay.
It's gonna have like that like paisley kind of like almost like a bandana look on the tail.
okay.
So like,
So
yeah.
it's gonna be kind of like geometric, more
Yeah.
like
It's a little like tattoo style, a little
Okay.
like traditional Portuguese thing, but
yeah.
like, not too serious
That's
on
what's
either
up.
end. You
Just
know,
a cock on an ankle.
yeah.
Shit.
Yo, which one of these do you want to try over here, Reno? Or
always
do you
do
want
that
to do the
shit
double
way
dabby
too
quadruple slam?
No. Chill.
Here.
I'm trying to
I got crumble, shatter, resin, eye train dabs.
give me the crumble.
The Victor.
Take it over.
I call it the Victor Crumb.
You press hard.
Give the
Oh,
sound
he's
effects
in
in the
there.
microphone.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's how you meet.
It looks like
that's
it
how
hurt.
you meet the aliens.
All right, Luzio's next.
Nope.
Luzio's next.
Luzio was high on the last 2 episodes of the LudLow-Life podcast.
Probably sounded like it.
Jeez. Damn.
Oh dear Lord. Oh my.
So, Train, who's next, me or you?
You can go and then me.
Do you want me to do the quadruple slammy dammy?
You should probably.
I
talk
want
a
you
little
to
more
live.
into the
So,
mic.
but if it's gonna make the conversation about aliens better,
This
Dude.
weed is making me feel like William Shatner in Star Trek, visiting aliens.
all right.
and
So what? Hold on.
fucking
So
them.
before we talk about aliens, this is kind of like in a low lifestyle question. What are the best space franchises?
Space Jam. No, I'm just kidding.
no, top five.
It's probably up there. It's probably up
two
there.
movies doesn't count as a franchise. I don't think.
Yeah, I guess.
So space, so sci-fi, basically, sort of.
Yeah.
I have to do. I mean, Alien, up there.
Like, yeah, I think you could even count like Marvel as like, you know what I mean. You can
Yeah.
count Marvel as like a space.
So then
franchise.
I'm counting Dragon Ball Z.
You
It's
can
the
count
answer of
Dragon Ball.
everything.
You can count Dragon Ball Z too.
I
Wait,
find a way to make that my
can
answer.
I hear
of
the-
everything.
Well, Star Wars.
exact
Star
question
Wars,
again?
obviously.
Star Wars.
Alien.
Goku
Predator?
is an alien. A lot of people don't know that. Goku is technically an alien.
Wait, can you restate the exact phrase you said?
So top space. It's like science fiction space franchises. Is how
Okay,
I
so you-
understood the question.
Yeah.
Okay, the ones I like are in general.
Well, the ones you like, the
Yeah,
ones you think
yeah,
are the best
like
ones.
What you think is the best?
Star Wars is number 1.
Yeah, I mean,
it
it's-
has to be.
Probably culturally, yeah.
I would not put Star Trek in the list
I think
because
that
I
would
think
win.
Star Trek is lame.
I think they did a great
Have you ever
job
watched
with
Star
those
Trek
movies.
legitimately, though? Have you ever watched?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
watched.
oh,
I
okay.
watched a few seasons.
Cool. I actually never have.
Space, dude. What have I watched with space? I lack in the space knowledge movies, dude.
Space now.
I lack there, dude.
Well, I mean, like most of the Alien franchise is definitely it has deep, rich lore, and it spans across like so many movies.
Oh, like Prometheus.
Yeah, Prometheus.
Prometheus was a dope ass
I
movie.
enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
I think I could agree with Alien vs Predator.
Yeah. Predator's like you kind of like lump Predator in with Alien, like.
Yeah,
You know,
same.
there's-
It's the same universe.
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Marvel.
Yeah,
Marvel
no,
is like a.
That's getting up there. I mean,
It's-
Marvel, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is has
very-
proved to make it. It's a universe.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
so
very.
well, like there's a movie coming out called Dune, and Dune is based off these books written in like the 80s, but it's like an adaptation that's coming out, and that I'm excited for because that's like Dune. The lore of Dune is like Game of Thrones in space, basically.
Yeah,
There's like different houses, like and there's like a chosen one, obviously, like a Jon Snow type.
chosen one.
Yeah.
Wait, could you count video game franchises?
Yes, StarCraft. You can count. Yes, I said space franchises, not just movies. You know, he said a show. He said Dragon Ball Z. We're in here,
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball Z is like
Have you guys played Dead
and it's
Space?
a manga. It's a book first.
I look at it as like more of like an action fighting. You know what I mean? Like
It's
the
very science fiction-y.
Yeah.
Very.
it is science fiction. Yeah, it is.
I'm an R. Yeah.
I guess I never like
It's just
thought
abstract,
of it as like science
right?
fiction.
Yeah, it's
Because I always thought I could just do a Kamehameha wave one day if I trained hard enough.
and maybe you can. You know,
Dude.
so
Yeah.
My lack of space knowledge is fucking shameful.
do you believe in aliens,
I
Cody?
I'm going to give you the Philippe answer from the last podcast. I believe in other species, fish, and ghosts.
Something like that.
Fish
Just
and-
kidding.
And ghosts.
All right, no, listen. I believe in other life forms on other planets. If you want to call them aliens, go for it.
Like
don't-
no,
That
what
is
I'm
the
saying,
definition
what I'm
of
saying, what I'm
aliens.
saying is, do you believe that like aliens, intelligent life, like has ever visited planet? Maybe that's a better question. Like, do you think
Yeah,
like we've been
the
visited
government's
by
already spotted UFOs.
the government? Yeah,
yeah,
maybe
the
that.
fucking governments.
We are definitely not alone in this universe. We might not even be alone in this solar system, and that might sound crazy, but like if there's aliens and they've been here, then they're probably still here. You know, like
Yeah,
and
for sure.
yeah. I mean, I definitely believe that aliens are real. I mean, it makes sense that they may have visited Earth if they're more technologically advanced. They could just watch us and monitor us, and I think that's honestly like their main purpose here is like they don't really interact or interfere with us. But
Probably
my
just
my
studying.
beliefs are that they like research us and they're watching us, and it's like I know that sounds kind of creepy and scary. Like I
No,
don't
it's
really
like it's like how humans like observe
Animals in a zoo.
yeah, animals
For research
or-
and
yeah,
or
even like those
university or-
old Discovery Channel like things where they would just like show animals on TV like here we are in its natural habitat. It's like that's what the aliens are doing with us.
Yeah.
With our whole planet.
So I got an interesting theory. What do you guys think about this? And I forget where like I originally heard this, so I'd like to get credit for who it is, but I know it's probably many people have probably had this theory. What would you guys think if they said like aliens were just like humans from the future?
I was just about to think you. I was just
Like, what if they're just like so far in the future that the technology is so good that they're just like coming back in time, and they're the ones kind of checking up on us to make sure we don't like fuck some shit up for them in the
Yep.
future, and they're just kind of like, you know what I mean? And even those same aliens that were visited, I don't know, what,
dude. Listen, as far as it goes with like other futuristic versions of humans, I was about to say. I think if there is life forms on another planet, it all fucking starts with monkeys. So if monkeys can live on a planet, they make humans. Bada boom. Humans are the only fucking
so you don't
species.
think
There's
you don't
no
think
fucking
there's any
aliens.
you don't think there's any like reptilian aliens out there that are just like evolved
No.
from like dinosaurs, like
Yeah, like
dinosaurs
walking
never
lizards,
like what about a
basically.
planet where
Nah,
dinosaurs
listen.
never became
like
extinct?
a Tyrannosaurus Rex that wears a
Galaxies-
suit.
Galaxies and fucking dinosaurs are real, not fucking wizards. You know what I'm saying? You can't make a fucking reptile. Like, we made fucking... You can't make a reptile fucking human, is what I'm saying.
I'll say this: that the universe is infinite, and so there's probably somewhere in the universe where there's a fucking wizard because the universe just goes on
Yeah.
forever.
Bro,
I think you know what I mean.
Well, I mean,
It's not crazy to conceive that like literally anything is possible in a universe that's
Yeah,
infinite.
There could be a being that could like alter energy waves or whatever. Like, kinda
well, think
like
about
how a
animals
wizard
on
would
Someone
Earth.
that-
There's
that's
like
advanced and
there's
knows that
certain
much
things
about-
there's certain
yeah.
things that animals on Earth already do that like if they were human we would consider them magic. Like think about like animals with like camouflage technology and they sit on things and
Yeah.
change color. Like if a
That's
human
not
could
magic.
do that, yeah. But if a human
That's
just
like
could all of a
brain
sudden do
protecting
that,
itself.
I guess.
It's
But
like
you know what I
defense
mean?
mechanisms.
But if you didn't know any better, I'm saying like magic is a subjective term
Yeah.
based on what your perceived knowledge of an ability of a person
Like when
is.
Christopher Columbus
Right.
came over with those ships and like the natives there were like, whoa, what is a ship? Like, what is this giant thing? Like, their
yeah.
eyes couldn't even comprehend what it was. They're probably like, what is these magic floating things on the water? Like,
Right? How aren't they sinking? They're so huge and heavy. Like,
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
like you know what I mean? But like, but it's all perspective based. I think so. I think we need to remember that.
yeah.
I've also heard like, or read some theories of like how aliens could be like interdimensional.
Oh
And
yeah,
not
for sure.
exactly like in this dimension. Like they could be kind of like a higher being from like more thought. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like it sounds crazy, but like thought aliens. Like you know what I mean? They're
Yeah,
actually
no, I could fucking get down with something like that. That's definitely I'll definitely I'm keen to that idea.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the things that might be proof of aliens that have visited Earth is the jump in technology in America. Like between the 1900s, like between 1900 and 2000, like the amount of technological advances that happen far surpasses any other time in human history ever. It's like the most efficient jump in progress and technology.
So like right after
Yeah.
Roswell happened.
Yeah, it took 100 years, right, between 1900 and 2000 for the internet, technology, cars, all that shit. You know what I mean? And 1,800 years later, if you go to 0 AD, just bring it to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to mention like ancient civilizations, 5,000 BC,
Not
all that
much.
shit.
Yeah, not
Like,
much changes between
yeah.
then and
And then all of a sudden, bam, now we're fucking here doing a
Technology-wise,
podcast on a laptop that I can broadcast to. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
trippy, man.
yeah, I mean, I think humans are capable of amazing things, but I think somewhere along the way, there had to be a technology that was discovered or given to us that, you know, helped us
We
advance.
cheated. We
might
couldn't
have
do
been
it on our own.
planted here. Might have been, aliens might have planted it here,
Yeah.
didn't say anything. Or whoever they gave it to, they might have erased their memory or whatever, because they're
Bro.
aliens. They can do whatever
I think
the
you guys
fuck
are giving
they
space
want.
too much credit. I don't. I think we are probably the most evolved, or at least one of the most evolved fucking planets there is. Like, yeah.
So you're saying us, like in an infinite universe, like we are the pinnacle, like me.
There's
you.
some people who argue that theory that like we might
We have
be
to
the
be-
only living thing.
Well, here's the thing: is I'm not gonna say that it is not possible. All I'm saying that it is not likely.
yeah. Just
I'm
with
saying
odds,
it
the sheer
it is
odds.
entirely possible, Cody, that you are right. That we are it. That we are the creme de la creme of universal evolution, conscious sentient beings who, you know what I mean,
Who
live in an
speak with
infinite
But
universe.
then you
language
think
and-
about a UFO. They made that. They can make some fucking shit.
So this is all dependent on the fact that if UFOs exist, then if you think UFOs exist, then how can we be the most superior being? So you
because
must
we
be. You
made
must
the
think.
rocket.
This guy, you can't get
That's
into
the
these
thing.
conversations with this guy.
I'm just trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to understand.
Dude, the rocket lands on their planet to invade and kick ass. Just saying.
Well, like,
You
think
think
about
so-
this.
UFO, they like
Space
hover
Force
around,
wins?
they like snoop like little fucking.
Well, like, what if we're, like we were saying, like, if they're just watching us and they're waiting for us to progress to a certain point? Because if you think about, like, our society, like, we're so, like, we're at war all the time. Like, somewhere on Earth, humanity is at war. Like, humanity is not united. So as humans, like a human species, to not be united, how could we expect to, like, explore, like, an intergalactic
Yeah.
Right. How
society?
can we be?
Like,
how would we
like
be
if aliens
tolerant
were
of
here and
aliens?
part of an
Right.
intergalactic society? Why would they invite
Right.
us into it? Because we are, like, still fighting amongst each other. Like,
Yeah.
we still
Yeah.
fight over.
They
like,
look- they
like
probably look at
race
us like
and-
we
Well,
are
like,
less
UFOs
evolved.
are gonna come and creep either way, apparently.
Well, like, think about if there was an alien attack, right? Do you think humanity would unite to fight an alien attack?
Yes.
That would
I
be
think it'd be
insane,
full years
dude.
of
Like,
war.
They invade
Like,
and
let's
like,
go.
dude. Everybody's just giving a weapon. Like,
Well,
that
have you
would
ever
be
heard the Have you ever
crazy.
heard the conspiracy theory that they're gonna stage that like deep government's gonna stage an alien attack so that all the nations unite and form like one form a super country that like is globalization and like have you guys ever heard of like some
I've heard a little bit
I think
about
it's a
that.
great
Yeah.
idea.
I mean I think there's some pros and there's some cons to it.
Oh,
but,
definitely.
I think in a utopian way it could be really good if you know what I mean. We're working cooperatively towards good goals, but like,
Yeah.
if it was like perverted in any sense of the way, like it would be just like the worst fucking thing ever.
Yeah. Let me say, I like Joe Biden more than Trump, but if Trump was in office, he would be ready for war with aliens, bro. That dude would be ready to go.
Throwing hands with aliens.
He'd
yo.
say,
You
let's
know
give
what?
these people what they want.
I'll agree with you.
No more pussyfooting around.
I'll bomb the shit out of those aliens.
We have the biggest space bombs.
They're huge.
Space balls are bigger than theirs.
Shit.
This weed may have made me more goofy than normal. Childish goofy.
We're glad we could bring out the inner child in you.
I'm a real boy.
Why do you think like there's a stigma on aliens doing anal probes?
Dude.
Like, what the fuck's up with that? Like why is that a thing? Like, who's like, yeah, like aliens could have you.
I think it only
they
really
anal probe you.
started.
Like, even South Park had like a whole episode about that shit.
I
Like,
was
That
gonna
was
say,
like the
I think
first
South
episode
Park
ever, wasn't
started it. I think
South
South
Park did not
There's no way they
yeah.
started the idea of.
Can we get a
aliens
Google
anal
answer?
probing.
Nah, that was like a urban legend that like people were getting alien abducted in the middle of the night and getting anal probed and
Wait, am I allowed to Google at this table?
yeah,
go
Google it. Just don't hold their phone too close to the mic. You don't want to get any feedback.
Yeah, we learned that the hard way the day that we came to
What?
this studio here to do an episode of our podcast
Yeah.
one time.
It was hot as
We
balls
learned-
that day, too.
We learned the
Yeah.
hard way of the cell phone interference.
Yo, this is cool.
Yeah,
this is cool crossover. Thanks
Yeah.
for guys,
Yeah,
coming
by the
on.
way,
No
C3
problem.
listeners, we're with the members of LudLow-Life Podcast. Their podcast is great. Check it out. Spotify, YouTube, just like us. Definitely
All part
give
of
'em-
Horrigan Bros.
All part
check
of
out
Horrigan
Horrigan
Bros.
Bros.
And give them a subscribe. Subscribe to Horrigan Bros. Do all that good shit.
Yeah.
Plug. Plug.
Listen to the Scatterbrain DP by One Word Trend. And what else can we say while Cody's Googling?
I got that side distracted for some reason. It went on Facebook.
I got
But I fucking Googled it and it said, I Googled, when did anal probe idea originate? And it said, how did
Jesus.
anal probe become associated with alien abductions? Which I'm now clicking into on Reddit.
What
Oh,
is
dear
your...
God. You opened
Do you
the
guys
door
want me
to
to try?
Reddit.
You guys want me to try to read this paragraph correctly?
This should be good.
Okay, so the answer 5 years ago is from Son Against God. This is a really interesting question because it actually has two answers, which in turn says a lot about the phenomenon of alien abduction narratives. Yeah. Alien encounter abduction near-miss reports start to bubble up in wake of events at Roswell in 1947. I say reports in quote marks because it is often difficult to tell whether many of these are intentionally fiction. But the first abduction story truly goes viral in Betty Hill, 1961. And that's all it says.
Well, that's her and her husband, Betty Hill and something Hill.
Oh, was that in New Hampshire, too, right?
Yeah, they got abducted. Like,
Is that couple?
yeah, I think it is.
What? No fucking way. This is real?
Yeah.
Some people got
No, well,
butt plugged.
No, I don't know.
I don't know if they got butt
Yeah.
plugged. They never.
That's what they.
I've actually never
Like,
looked
think
that
about what
deep
those
into the
people
report.
think every day. These people are like, these fucking people don't think aliens are real. Like, they gotta be fucking real if they got
Well, maybe they
abducted.
do it just to like for the just to make it memorable. Like, oh, they'll never believe this. They'll think it's a dream. Like, let's just anal probe them. So like they'll come back and like say some shit like to believe the story.
Oh, they'll never believe them. It's too shameful. They won't admit it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Who would lie about getting anal probed
Yeah.
unless you really got abducted by
Like,
aliens?
Aliens did it.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
Man.
But also,
I'm so high right
Is
now.
that sensitive to people who've been abducted by aliens and anal probed? I feel like I'm sorry for that.
I don't apologize.
No.
Maybe the
I'm
aliens
kidding,
came
I'm
because
kidding.
the motherfuckers deserve that shit.
I don't know if anyone deserves to be abducted by aliens, but
That dude's an asshole boss.
Yeah. You owe the
But,
mafia
you
a
know,
little bread. the
anybody
aliens
could say
come to scoop up the
anything.
money.
that's the thing. Anybody could say anything. So it's like, yeah, these two people said they were abducted by aliens. How do we know? if
have
it's
any
true
of
or
you
not?
guys ever seen like something in the night sky that you thought was maybe not from this world, or maybe even just a UFO in the sense that like it was like some military shit, or maybe you didn't even think it was from something out of this world, but just something that was unidentifiable, like it wasn't a plane or some sort of maybe new tech?
Well, when I would fly on the C5, like when we were in the air, like I always look out the window
Have you
and
ever
like
seen some shit?
try to like I would.
Have
always
you
be
ever
standing
seen
up.
some shit?
Nah,
All right.
never. But
Fuck.
But you realize though, like how big, like everything is out there, like
Yeah,
how
yeah.
wide the scope is. It's wild.
Yeah.
But no, I never saw anything. Did look though.
I don't think I have alien experiences, though. Only, like, ghostly experiences.
What if the ghost is actually an alien, but you can't perceive them because they're in a different dimension?
Yeah. What if aliens aren't 3-dimensional?
I don't care. I'm going to try to kill them either way. Like, I'm going to have to fight something crazy.
And that's why aliens don't visit us, because people like you would kill them.
I would say, what are you
They're like,
doing in
"These-
my house?
These evolved monkeys are unpredictable.
Whoa,
All right,
whoa.
so brings me to my next question.
What?
If aliens did exist, what do you think like their weaknesses would be? Like you and seen enough movies and like how certain
Yeah,
aliens
it wouldn't
die.
be something lame like fucking water.
Like
Yeah,
the movie
Yeah,
Signs.
nice one, M. Night
Yeah.
Shyamalan. Good twist.
they'd come to a plane at 70% water.
Oh, you know what's in A Quiet Place too? I mean, spoilers and stuff. I don't know if me telling-
movie's been out long enough.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
think.
So in A Quiet Place too, you find out that I don't even know if they're aliens, but the monster. No, they are aliens. They came through an asteroid.
Yep.
And like their like weakness is water. So I mean, is John Krasinski kind of ripping off M.
Dude,
Night Shyamalan?
the plot
there?
I
hole
think they
right
all
there.
kind of rip all each other off.
I think they'd
with
be the
terrible
same
ideas.
weaknesses as us.
Bro,
Because
think
they'd
about
be
this
same
though.
evolved monkeys than us.
If an alien's weakness was
True.
water,
They'd have like the same weaknesses as us. Knives, blades, guns. Like,
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Like where you were saying before, like how could there be a reptile human thing? How do you know that just aliens aren't reptiles? Like it could be a reptile thing that just can talk.
What if it's an alien
I
from
don't
like?
know, but I just don't believe.
What if it's a primate from like a Superman situation where he's in like the sun? He's in like a galaxy with a stronger sun or a solar system, so he's just like way stronger and just comes and fucks you up.
yeah.
Dude, like, I'll be amazed. Like, I would love... There's, like, so many galaxies out there or whatever. Like, I would love to see fucking Galactus walking to the sun one day. Like,
Yeah, would you ever smash a Martian?
is she a human Martian?
Well, dude, I mean, she might not be human, but she might be attractive. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
What if I
she
go
could
to
have a
bang
good
her?
personality. Like, I don't know. Like, you might. Would
You want to know what one of the most underrated alien movies is?
What?
Mars Attacks.
Dude, that it actually creeps me out, dude. Those aliens are made so weird. Like, even though it's like a funny movie, like, yeah.
They're fucking crazy. But you would actually be, you would get some. You'd get Luzio get a couple guitars. You'd be able to wipe out some aliens. You know what I mean?
Luzio could get a couple
There
of
was, like,
fucking
music.
male
There was,
aliens
like-
to blow him.
So I want to talk a little bit too about NFL draft, fantasy drafts.
Dude, don't get me started.
Listen. We can
Shit.
take a break from aliens because I want to get a little more in on the sports because I know you guys like to talk about that on your podcast, and
Yes.
with everybody having fantasy sports come up. I just learned my draft order today, and I know that you guys have a draft tonight. You're all in the same league, right?
Our
We
draft
have-
is Tuesday. We're just finding out the draft
Oh,
order.
you're finding out the draft order. Okay.
Which I might
It
have to
gives us
delay
some
to
time to
8:30 and piss people off, but fuck it.
We could just do it live from the C3 if we need to.
Maybe, yeah.
So I got the 9th pick in my draft, and
Out of 12, you said.
yeah, and I don't know if some of my opponents will be listening to this, so I'm nervous to reveal my strategy.
Don't do it. Don't do it. If you haven't drafted yet,
Not
don't
worth
say
it.
a thing. Don't give up any ground.
Listen,
Even if they're
I-
your friends.
I disagree.
No.
I think no matter what, you should be ready. If someone gets taken, you got to have a backup plan ready to
Oh,
go.
dude.
But you don't want to give anybody ideas because, like, if you're a better fantasy football player than them, then they might not take that player and have that same mindset as you. And You know, I just wouldn't advise.
You know who I look up to as the best fantasy football player I've ever known? This guy, you can YouTube him, we'll follow him. Andrew Kirchhoff, best fantasy news guy ever. I follow this dude.
He's won you some championships?
He's won me a championship,
All right.
100,000%. I think all his predictions and shit are always on point. He's usually right. He does percentages of what he's right on and wrong.
Yeah.
He's very down to stats, and I love following this guy.
There's
so
good.
I'm always I don't care who gets picked. I'll tell you right now that I want Tyreek Hill first round. Unless I had first pick, I would take McCaffrey.
He's a runner. He's a track star.
But if they get taken, I'm ready to I know. Boom, boom, who's next, who's not, you know?
Yeah, I'm thinking at the 9, it's for running backs, I'll have maybe I could pick Nick Chubb.
Ooh, Chubber. Yeah,
or Austin Eckler. You know, those are the running backs I'm looking at. But then at the 9th pick,
PPR
you probably
league?
It's a half PPR league.
Dude.
Right.
So if all running backs get picked and Devontae Adams is there, you know, Tyreek Hill's there at the 9th, I could probably get a running back in the second round. So it's going to be interesting how the first round plays out. You know,
you know who I see fall to pick 9 a lot.
But you're in a 10-man league.
12.
Oh, 12.
12,
I was gonna say. So 9's not that sexy when you're serpentining at 10 instead of 12. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's more of a middle pick in a 12-man league, but still.
I watch a lot of mock drafts and fucking.
You still might be able to get.
Saquon could fall to you.
I was gonna say you still might be able to get
I'm
an
fading
RB1.
Saquon, dude. Fading him. Giants
Okay.
are going to be terrible. Fading Saquon.
Oh, they're gonna abuse him though. He's gonna get 30. He's gonna get 30 carries a game.
You know, I mean, he's coming back from injury. I know he's stacked, dude. I know he's an absolute beast.
He's a monster.
But I think
ACLs, he had an ACL,
Yeah.
right? They're not what they used to be. Players are coming back and winning MVPs and shit.
I would rather pick
after
Devontae
ACLs.
Adams over Saquon Barkley because of the high. He has a higher floor, and I think the ceilings between them. Saquon's ceiling is a RB top 3 probably if everything went completely perfect for him. I think the difference between his ceiling and Devontae Adams' ceiling makes up for the difference. Yeah,
that's fair though. Shit, I'm excited for fantasy football. It's one of the few things I look forward to.
This will only be my second year of fantasy football.
No one's taking it easy on you.
Last year,
is our league the only league you're in, Luzio?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm not taking it easy on anybody.
nice.
Luzio, I'm predicting top 4 finish.
Nah.
Don't
There's
sell yourself short.
There's some weeks I even forget to put my lineup and shit.
I'm not letting that happen this week. I'm literally gonna annoy you. Make sure your lineups are.
But you gotta, I have I don't know. I know that there's going to be certain Sundays where I'm going to have gigs to play and stuff, and I'm not even going to pay attention.
You set your lineups on Thursday.
You do it Saturday. You do it. I mean,
you're telling me you don't have 5 minutes of your day to look at a phone?
Definitely, but I don't know. I'm just saying that I knew that there was times last year where that happened, so I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again.
Luzio is always an antagonist, downer on himself. You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, I don't really watch it. Can't sell yourself short. You're going to go out there. You're going to draft some fucking players. You're going to get some games in. You're going to get some dubs.
I hope so.
If I don't get a top 3, if I don't get a top 3 pick, then I need a bottom pick.
Me too.
That's just it.
I only want pick 1 or 11 or 12.
I'm not used to this because my other leagues are keeper leagues and shit, and so we go
mine
by
too.
Our draft order goes by how you finished in the last season. And we do a lottery like the NBA draft. So if you finish in the bottom, you get points based on how you finish in the consolation and the shitty losers playoffs.
Yep.
And then you get picks based on that. So but this will be my first year actually doing a legit just start from scratch. All players are available. No holds barred. So it's going to be different for me, but I like that because I can kind of you know what I mean? Build a team that I want.
I've got a draft. I've got a draft tomorrow. That's my first time doing a super flex league. So
was it 2 flex players?
Well, the super flex. No, it's just the super flex includes a quarterback.
Oh, okay.
So
so quarterbacks quarterbacks go quick.
Yeah,
then.
quarterbacks go early. So there's
because you're gonna have 2 quarterbacks and if you have the 2 fucking highest scoring QBs, you're dull set, dude.
I would still draft that you're going to draft on a normal draft. I would still go running back. You'll get some quarterbacks who will put up points.
Yeah.
A lot of quarterbacks put up average points. unless they're like the top dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Well,
They're all putting up, like, 17 or 18
Kyler
a
Murray
week.
and Josh Allen are on like the top tier for me, and with Mahomes. And then Lamar Jackson's like right after them.
I had him last year.
Yeah.
Where's
And,
Dak Prescott?
I'm not fading Dak. He's at 5. Dak's at 5.
Dax, isn't he hurt again?
Nah, he's gonna be good to go week 1.
You know, I might
had a
actually
shoulder
put
injury.
I might actually put Aaron Rodgers over Dak,
Yeah.
and then
A-Rod.
Dak at 6.
Listen,
Yeah.
this could be Aaron Rodgers' swan song.
I was
this
going to
season,
say, he's
so-
had some,
The Adams Rodgers
No,
stack,
I think he's,
best stack to have.
Yeah.
I think Rodgers.
Listen,
is
I'm
top
hoping
3.
Rodgers is one of my keepers in one of my leagues, so I'm hoping he has at least a decent season. Because I'll be fucked.
I mean, they've worked out some kind of deal or something. He's like happy to be back on the Packers and shit. He's like pumped about it.
Yeah, well, hopefully they make a trade for some fucking crazy weapons or something.
I mean, they got Devontae, they got
Yeah.
Aaron Jonesy,
Yeah.
they got what's his name, Yanin or whatever, the tight end or whatever. Some with a Y, I forget.
Yeah, so maybe, I don't know.
Robert Tunyon.
Tunyon. I said Yunton or something like that.
Yeah, and I don't know. Who knows? That could be
MVS.
that could be a shitty division too, maybe.
I don't know, dude.
This
I think
season.
Packers could be a Super Bowl contender. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, they are. I mean, with the team they have, they definitely are.
Yeah. Good, I hope so. I hope they fucking slaughter, yo.
Let me know the truth. Who's winning the Cowboys division?
If Dak's healthy, the Cowboys.
Cowboys might win that one.
Yeah, if Dak
we
stays
got
healthy,
it.
it's the
I
Cowboys.
think Cowboys will win that one. I think it's yours to lose, honestly.
Oh, you know,
I think just the Giants are just so shitty,
Yeah.
and the Eagles will just be the Eagles.
but the
and
Washington football team is.
the Washington football team,
they got a little
they
something
might
going
be
there. They got a little something brewing.
Washington
They
So
might be
football
okay.
team's gonna be
a
They're
competition.
Gonna be competition. I agree with Josh. They're going to be your.
Scary Terry.
So, I mean, I think it is the Cowboys' division to lose. Everyone stays healthy. They should win that division.
yeah, draft Terry McLaurin. Definitely draft Terry McLaurin.
I
Yeah.
love Scary Terry.
I like one of my favorite receivers this year in the draft is DK.
Oh, he's just an
Yeah.
absolute brick shit house.
DK has done nothing to disprove that to me that he's like during the offseason that he's completely loyal, like or that he's not like true to his workouts. Like he's doing everything he can to become better, and I feel like the run he went on last year was insane, and he's just gonna tear people up, dude. He's an
He's
absolute
still got
beast.
Russ Cooks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's the next Megatron.
Yeah. Literally the size of Megatron, bigger maybe.
I think he looks
Maybe not
he
as
looks,
tall.
He looks more physically dominant though.
Yeah.
I think Megatron was very unique.
What about some super late rounders? You guys got anybody like super late rounds you want to get?
Super late, like so. I like AB, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I like Antonio Brown. If he's in my flex, I'm pumped about that. Actually, I would like to play him matchup dependent. You know, in my flex, I think him and Brady have a certain chemistry.
You guys seen
I'd like an Amari Cooper pick.
Amari Cooper.
That's like 4th round, I think. Maybe 4th
Yeah,
round.
actually, okay. So that's what I'm saying. I haven't done a draft like Amari Cooper.
I like,
gets kept at sometimes. You know what I mean? Like depending.
CeeDee
on the team.
Lamb is actually going 3rd round.
Yeah, they're going like back to back.
Yeah.
Like so, it's like CD and then Cooper.
Yeah.
More people are actually drafting CD.
I know.
Well, he's a younger guy.
higher upside, yeah.
So if you're playing keeper leagues, like you're probably not going to keep a Cooper, but you're going to draft like a CeeDee Lamb, and then
Bro,
maybe you end up keeping him. He has a good season, and you got him on a cheap. I don't
as
know.
a Cowboys fan this year, there's only one Cowboy I even would consider being on my team.
Is that Ezekiel?
And it's nobody that's a running back, nobody that's a wide receiver, nobody that's a tight end.
Your kicker.
No, Dak Prescott.
Okay,
He's the only person on the Cowboys I would take.
All right, so are you a Cowboys fan?
Yeah, lifelong, baby.
Okay, I don't know why I asked. You know, because you know how people will.
Yeah,
We'll
let's
tell
hear
you. They'll let you know. All right, so check
Read
it.
them boys.
You just think that your quarterback. You're in love with your quarterback. I can accept that.
Meanwhile-
Not that. He puts up the numbers. Look at what he did before he got hurt.
No, I know he was the number 1 player in fantasy before he got hurt.
Meanwhile, I'm a Jets fan, and it'll take a long time before that comes out into conversation.
Yo, I want to tell
the opposite
Luzio.
of Cowboys.
Number 1 tip.
Zach Wilson.
Don't
I'll
draft
have to learn.
anybody on the Jets, and don't draft anybody on Cincinnati. That's all I want to say to you.
Cincinnati.
You're not buying
Why
stock
not?
in Jamar Chase?
Oh, well, they don't really have anybody, but
or Joe Mixon.
Nope. Oh, I don't. I really don't trust Joe Mixon.
I'm just gonna go with
I get
what
that
I did
sentiment.
last year of just get the all-time greats of Adrian Peterson and Larry Fitzgerald. And, like,
No, those guys are washed.
Year, I know, but I did it just for fun, like last year, and I'm like, let me just get all my favorites from like who were good like 10 years ago. Maybe they'll be really good. Yeah. And Adrian Peterson last year, he did some. He was better than I think people anticipated.
You know what I want you to
That's
do?
that's like the growing pains of fantasy. Like you go through that, like you're like, yeah, like I know these names and like I've seen them do awesome things.
Because like my knowledge of American
4 years ago.
my knowledge of American football is way less than my knowledge of football.
I hear you.
Football,
Premier League started back up this weekend.
and I loved it.
And
It was
it's been
great start to the season.
Yeah, it's been a fun weekend.
Yep, I loved it.
I love you.
Both mine and Ian's teams won, so like we're both happy.
Cody's team
My
won.
team won.
Yeah, but I don't care about them. So,
You know,
I
respect
don't care about
Liverpool.
you guys.
well,
I only watch MLS.
New England Revolution, number
Yeah.
one team in the country.
I thought they were gonna sign Messi.
That would have been so sick, dude. I would have got a Messi Revs jersey, like.
I would have bought
hesitation, dude.
seasonal. What are they called? Like
You're a season ticket holder.
season ticket holder, so I can just go
Yeah.
to every game.
That would
Like,
be-
Messi, want to go out for a beer?
I bet you they'd fill it. That's the only way they'll fill Gillette
dude,
Stadium.
I went to
That's the only way they'd ever fill Gillette Stadium for
When-
an MLS game.
when
Only way.
Zlatan was playing on LA Galaxy,
I
I went to go see New
Yep.
England Revolution and LA Galaxy because I'm like, whoa, I'll get to see Ibrahimovic in person playing. And then like we're all there, and it's like, oh, the starting
Wasn't in the
lineup-
squad that night.
Wasn't in the squad. Wasn't even probably there. And then come to find out, like part of his contract in the
So you didn't
MLS
travel
was
to
like
the East Coast.
he doesn't play on artificial fields because it's like bad for your knees. Like he only plays on like real grass. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't play on like AstroTurf or whatever.
Oh, smart
So
guy.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm the only reason why
Right.
I'm here. I mean, yeah, I like New England Revolution, but I was like,
Right.
the only reason why I bought this ticket so I could see Ibrahimovic in person, and then he wasn't even there.
That's happened to me before. But the one cool person I saw in the MLS, I saw Bastian Schweinsteiger when he was playing for the Fire, and he was the oldest player on the pitch and was by far the best one. He didn't have to lead. He didn't cross over into the offense. He played center, defensive mid all game, and stayed in that semicircle.
Yep.
He
The
stayed-
quote quarterback position.
He stayed
of
right there for the whole game, just making dime passes
Yeah.
and just distributing the ball, and didn't have to move more than like 30 feet in each direction,
Yep.
and just controlled the whole game. And that's how you play when you're old. Like he didn't exert like any energy.
Like
Was-
your boy Stevie G used to do.
Well, I mean, Stevie G, even when he was a little older, he was still running.
He
But
still
like,
had a little hustle.
Yeah,
at
he
least.
did. Schweinsteiger though was just methodical. It was just like too easy for him in the MLS. Like he was just making these passes like it was ridiculous.
Do you guys remember like
But it was a
2010?
privilege to watch it. It was.
Yeah.
Even though like you could see the class and like the how much talented he was than everybody on the field.
Did you guys see that thing? It was like 2010. You should look it up if you haven't seen it. It's like they test who has like the world's strongest soccer kick, and it's Ronaldo, Steven Gerrard, Messi.
Adriano.
Nope, it was Frank Lampard at the time, and like maybe two other people. I can't remember.
Adriano had that
99 shot
99
power.
shot power in FIFA and
Yeah.
just was an absolute fucking piss missile.
But what they did was they had these like thin layers of glass, and the players would see how many like glasses
They could
they
break.
could break with the soccer ball. And like Steven Gerrard broke like 16, and like the next closest
Sick.
was like Ronaldo with like 12.
I
Steven
believe it.
Gerrard broke like 4 more than everybody else.
He had an absolute fucking
Boot.
A belter.
cock rocket for sure. Yeah, shit. It's just good to have European football back.
Hell yeah.
Fucking miss you, John Terry.
He's a bellend.
I agree.
He's a motherfucking pimp.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Silence.
It's just
was
sometimes
just-
when you're baked, you don't gotta talk.
Yeah, dude. I think I got cotton mouth like a motherfucker. Hold on. We're at an hour 5, so
Shit.
we can.
It seems
Yeah.
like we've been at it for way longer.
I
I know.
thought we were going for like an hour and a half.
Feels like a long one, but you know, it's like Josh was saying earlier. It's like we're gonna combine the two podcasts. It's like you guys had your, reviews and talks of the coffee and the cannabis.
Right.
And then it sort of transitioned right into, we're talking about aliens and shit, but then into sports like what we talk about.
We talked about like movie franchise or like alien franchises for a while too.
Yeah, that's shit that we do on our
Yeah.
podcast. And we've had, for those of you listening, we've had Ian on our podcast a couple times to talk about UFC and football.
Which we're overdue for. We gotta pick a good one.
Yeah.
Maybe eventually with the Kamaru Usman fight or what's the next big one?
I think Nick Diaz is fighting.
Oh,
soon.
We could fucking talk about Nick Diaz's fight.
Robbie Lawler and Nick Diaz.
Yeah.
So good for the sport, man.
Oh man,
I really
rematch everybody wants to see, dude.
Who's fighting? Covington Usman.
Yeah,
that match.
Yeah.
And
Usman's
then
got a
also
whooping
Amanda
even
Nunes
harder.
and the
That
other
was
girl,
one of the
right?
better fights in the
What's
last
that?
year.
Also
that
Amanda
Covington
Nunes
Usman
and the other
fight. I
girl.
mean,
I think so.
they went to war.
Dude, Diaz brothers always go to war.
Are we gonna be back in the basement for that fight?
When? What's the date of that pay-per-view?
Like October something.
I might be able to host at my house.
Ooh,
That'd be cool.
little light train there.
But yeah, my basement where we usually watch. If it's not nice outside, we usually watch my basement. But it was flooded recently, and on the 19th, I'm getting new carpet.
The
down
only
there,
thing
so.
is like my place. I don't know if I know Josh has been there. My place is pretty small. Like I could probably only have it'd have to be it'd probably be like maybe 6 to 7 people.
Yeah. I was running into that
Tops.
issue, as you guys know. I can have maybe 9 people.
Yeah.
Then it gets
and
to the
even
point
at 6
where,
and 7, that's like squeezing. I'll have to take the chairs, get some folding chairs, and it'll be stadium style seating. But
Stadium de Luge.
but like I said, I'd be happy to host and get some. We can bring the podcast shit there too, and even though it's late, like we can just fucking record it right after.
Yeah.
We can do a fresh one, even some sort of like fucking fight companion. We can just fucking record during the fucking fights.
that is true because now
talk
I have a laptop. Like I have just like this. I have a
bring
little,
it with you, like
little iMac, and I could just bring my.
That's what I'm saying.
thing
We
to
can
plug
just
the
throw the
mics in.
mics on my coffee table, and we can just sit around and talk about the fight in live time, and like probably be a way better podcast than us being fucked up and not remembering as much the next day or having to rewatch it again. Like
sometimes it's good.
and
to
maybe
let
we
it
can
sit
do
for
it
a
live.
day,
Maybe we can do it live on like YouTube.
Oh,
and not show any of the video, obviously, and we'll just talk about it, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't show
people,
the video.
And
Let's
people
do
that
drugs.
you know what I mean. Like we'll do an actual. That'd be cool.
I think you could smoke weed on YouTube if you're in Massachusetts. I don't
Of course
know.
you can.
I was talking about dope.
Dope weed.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't know.
Dopest
I'd be
weed.
down to do something
Crank.
like that though.
Damn. Okay. That was cool. That was fun.
Yo, Cody, you got any questions? Anything good?
No.
No Cody questions.
No Cody questions. I didn't play anything out. I was just ready to
I hear you.
slang and bang.
Slang and bang.
It's like
Shit.
bang those Martians, bro.
What if? Yeah,
Good callback.
I could come up with a question off the back of my head.
do it. Let's take a dab first. Just take a dab and let's ask a question.
Shoo!
Dabs never end.
Take a dab.
I'm half cross-eyed.
We'll take one more dab. He's still feeling the quadruple, triple dab from before the show. Absolute fucking menace over here. But
You realize it's like 7:30, Cody. Didn't you have to do a thing?
Yeah.
What
All
do you have to do?
I gotta do some league settings and drop the draft times. I mean, drop the draft picks.
True.
But I have to do it for my PC. But I'm just gonna message everybody and say, "Hey guys, 8:30, bitch.
I make the rules.
I'm the commissioner of the league now with Mr. McMahon." You know, I honestly
You
could.
just abuse your power like that.
I appreciate Stone Cold Steve Austin so much for just whooping Vince McMahon's ass for years on TV, hitting him in the head with frying pans and shit. Like, I love that shit.
Nothing made me happier than when him and Shane O'Mac would get their fucking asses handed to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you were watching that shit, I was like, oh, these guys suck.
DX would make their days living hell.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite wrestling match of all time? Like, do you have a personal favorite?
I have a top 3.
Okay. All right, give
You
me
want me
it.
to go first?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
All right. Number 3 is the TLC match at WrestleMania.
With
Jeff Hardy,
Edge Christian. Dude,
the
that was
Dudleys.
good. The same one I was going to say, dude. That's probably one of the best performances of all time. Like,
Yep.
they put on for everybody. They gave it everything, and it was perfect. It was perfect.
100%, brother. My number 2 is Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio for the custody of Dominic in the ladder match.
I'm just happy that we brought up Eddie Guerrero in some capacity.
Dude, we've been
this
slacking.
podcast.
We've been slacking on our podcast, bringing up Eddie Guerrero.
I'm just happy that we got it in tonight. So
we got him.
thank you, Cody.
We're here. We got to bring up
All right,
Eddie
what's your
Guerrero.
number 1?
It's got to be
I'm your daddy.
WrestleMania.
I'm your poppy.
The Macho Man broke up with the Hulk Hogan. The Mega Powers went at it. Hulk Hogan versus Macho Man for the title. And Miss Elizabeth. That was the best WrestleMania main event ever.
What about? Do you remember there was a Hell in the Cell match?
Mick Foley. That's my
With
favorite
Mick
match.
Foley.
That's my
with
favorite. That's
Mankind.
Triple H and
that's my favorite. That's my favorite match of all
fucking
time.
heavy, dude. That shit
oh
was.
yeah.
That's
that
my
was like
favorite
wrestling
shit.
hardcore, like
That was
grunge '90s wrestling.
That for me is like peak WWF.
It was peak WWF.
WWF.
That was my
not you.
favorite match of all time. I didn't watch wrestling too much after that. Maybe in like 2003 and 4, were like the last years I was really watching wrestling.
Like
Maybe 2005 a little.
and like if you had a trampoline, like
Oh,
you were practicing swanton bombs.
Stone Cold Stunner,
You were-
Swanton,
you were-
On Joe Spano's
yeah.
trampoline.
Yeah.
yeah, dude, it was fun. Dude, that was the Attitude Era was the peak.
Yeah. No, there was a pretty good era though of like I remember from 2005ish to 2010ish. There was a pretty good era because like that's when like DX was around. And,
Yeah, DX
it was
was
alright.
DX is one of the GOAT like wrestling groups, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
and, like, dude, I don't know. Every kid on the playground in the '90s was fucking telling everyone to fucking
Suck
it, dude. You know what I
I
mean?
love Road Dogg Jesse James.
If you didn't tell one of your teachers in elementary school to suck it and get the attention, like you weren't even the kid in 1996.
Yeah.
Just like facts.
That's
So
hilarious.
you didn't even like get it as we were too young to even like understand. Like maybe you did a little, but like you were fucking just like whatever. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, you were
Ugh.
like eat my shorts or
Yeah,
something like that.
like, you
You
know
thought
what
it
I
was
mean?
something like that.
Just it was too innocent, but it's funny.
A couple extra honorable mention wrestling matches too. You gotta throw in WrestleMania 2, Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat. You gotta throw in
Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant.
Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant. You gotta throw in the Batista versus Randy Orton for the title when Evolution broke up. There's a lot of good ones.
Well, some of mine are Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker in Shawn Michaels' last ever match.
Yep.
Which, like I said, that's part of that era, like 2010-ish.
Shawn Michaels is one of my
The
later
year
than that.
before that, Shawn Michaels had the retirement match with Ric Flair.
Yeah. But then another one that I forget about and forget to mention was
Is that the one they made a meme out of?
Yeah, he was like, I
love you, and he fucking
It's sweet chin music's the fire out of him.
But another one was the triple threat match when Rey Mysterio first won the World Heavyweight title. It was Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, and Kurt Angle.
Mm-hmm.
That match, like the way it ended, was so like sick. Just the choreography or whatever the fuck you say of that match was
Just,
like
the
really
arrangement.
good. Yeah.
There was also the World Heavyweight title triple threat match at one of the WrestleManias. Triple H versus Shawn Michaels versus Chris Benoit. Benoit won the title. That shit was fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw on Vice they had like behind the ring or something like that.
Dark
like
Side of the
Dark
Ring.
Side of the Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chris Benoit,
Shit's
super
intense.
sad, man.
It's intense.
Yeah.
Crazy
Dude,
things.
I love Chris
Tragic.
Benoit.
Listen, one of the GOAT wrestlers, though, like,
For real.
Yeah.
Like-
his style was great.
as tragic as what happened and terrible, like, he's one of the GOATs. Like,
I can't really reconcile it, dude. It's tough for me. Like I feel like
well,
I don't
I'm
know,
just
man,
like, I'm separating, like, the art from the artist.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
always do
and,
that. Yeah.
And, like, he's, like I said, it was terrible what happened, but, like, he brought me so much entertainment as a kid. Like, he was in that era of, like, that's the GOAT era of wrestling.
It's like
And he was a big character during that time too.
It's like how one of my probably my favorite comedian ever. Well, no, but Louis C.K. How he got canceled, and like I'm just like whenever he comes back, like I'm gonna be watching. I mean, just like you said, I can separate the art from the artist, but then it's like I would never want to meet the guy anymore at this point.
Right.
I'd be like, this guy's a fucking creep. But those jokes and those specials and everything, it's like, I loved him back then. What am I going to not like him now? Because I know the guy's a creep.
Well, that's like saying, even like as a historian, like, oh, I'm not going to read Mein Kampf because Hitler wrote it. Like, it still like has some like historical like relevance where like you get inside a mind of like a fucking.
There's still something to be taken out of it.
And you know what I mean? Like, even though it was written by obviously a crazy person, like you want to kind of still have access to be able to dissect it for yourself.
And even if when it's like a philosophy that you don't agree with, you need to know like what the insides and outs of what maybe your opposition is thinking.
Absolutely.
Like if you're trying to understand your enemy, or you know what I mean, like that, psychologically wise, because if you know how somebody thinks, you can probably know how to stop it.
Yeah. Well, it's like I think it's like there's value in reading religious texts of something you're not like a part of as well.
Oh yeah, there's wisdom in religious texts.
So like
of all kinds, like
that's like
the intent and the spirituality and
right. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's another thing, dude. What would happen to religion if aliens fucking showed up on Earth?
Well, that's what I think would fuck a lot of people up. Like, they'd be like, well...
They're like, wait, I thought the sky was heaven. Now there's aliens coming from the sky.
Right.
I thought we were the center of the universe.
Yeah,
Science is real.
Stop. Just...
It goes back to a past podcast.
Yeah,
it goes back to the fact that he thinks science is a different religion or something. Like he's
Scientology.
Well, yeah, but
the study of science, Luzio.
Well, you were talking about wizards, right? You said if a wizard actually exists.
Yeah, I know the Wizard of Oz.
Right. Well, like
shout out Adrian.
But like, if we saw somebody as a wizard, right? It could just be the fact that they have a better understanding of science than we do, so they know how to manipulate the world around them better than we do, and the things that they're doing because their science is so advanced looks like magic.
We just say
it was like when,
they're
it was
not
like,
wizards, they're nerds.
Right. It was like when females started doing math in New England in like the 1600s.
They're like witches.
You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, shit. You know what I mean? So
it does feel like witchcraft sometimes when you get to the end of a really hard math problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, that's weird. I feel like that's weird. But
no, I agree.
Like you get anxious and you're like, "Whoa, I just figured something out."
Yeah. No, there's like, I don't know. There's definitely some shit to be said about like using the perspective of like what magic is just like your perception and understanding of something, and you might be just seeing something that isn't magic but is magic because you haven't experienced it. And you think it's out of the realm of that possibility.
Yeah, it's like before people knew that the sun, that we rotated around the sun or whatever. It's like if you ask them like, well, how does the sun come up or whatever? How does it do it? They'd be like, it's magic, or like the god of the sun makes it come up, or like they didn't. If you don't have an explanation for something, you're just like, oh, it's magic.
Well, like that's what I'm saying. Like so, like I don't know, like anybody who I think follows like any sort of religion where they're believing in these miracles of faith, like that is magic. No, like that's what I would chalk it up to, like in the most original form of like the word, or like the sense of it.
By definition.
So people people that like are like could say. You can't be a Christian and say, like, oh, wizards didn't exist. Like, dude, Jesus Christ is a fucking wizard.
Yeah.
Like, in the sense of, like, he was, like, performing miracles and doing, like, these things that, like, weren't possible otherwise. You know what I'm trying to say?
Are you trying to say Jesus was an alien?
Jesus was a mushroom. That's a whole other conversation for a different day.
I just watched that special on Netflix about the fungi.
Oh, fantastic fungi, dude. Oh, my God.
You guys
shout out.
That shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dennis McKenna's in there.
I'm pretty sure we are the fun guy.
We're fucking
right dude, there. I'm a real fun guy. These guys are real fun guys.
Trans guys.
we determined that at the beginning.
Just got to bring some sort of offensiveness into every recording.
How's it offensive to be a trans man? How's it How's it offensive to even identify? I don't even have to identify if I didn't want to. So why couldn't I pick a random one even if I didn't want to identify?
I am a natural-born cis male man who identifies as a trans man.
I knew you were born with cis on your ass.
Jeez. If you want more banter like that, listen to the LudLow-Life Podcast.
Yeah, guys. Thanks for joining us. It's been really fun, really good crossover.
Yeah, we'll do this again.
This again sometime further down the road.
Like I said, maybe the next time will be for that UFC.
Yeah.
We'll fucking hook it up at the house and we'll fucking do a crossover fight night, and we'll get super stoned and talk about shit.
Yeah.
Fucking have some beers.
I need to take advantage of the fact that I have basically a mobile podcast set up now.
So let's do it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys. This is cool.
And good day.
You're both scholars and gentlemen.
Yes.